other players. Once we set up the infrastructure, it was easier for other companies to come in and use this infrastructure to be able to create a virtual market at the doorstep of the farmer. They could then access this market and they didn't have to individually spend all the money. The heart of the solution, the entrepreneurial innovation, is to, because there are low incomes and high costs, if we could create a multiplicity of transactions and redeem the cost of this infrastructure over many, many transactions, then you would be able to minimize the cost of creating or transacting at the market, at the doorstep of the small and marginal farmer. We have incidentally 65 other companies now who are participating. As I mentioned to you earlier, individually it is beyond anybody's capacity to be able to access this market in a cost-effective manner. And given low incomes, it is absolutely impossible to create a profitable transaction. Now I'll give you this physical idea of what this chopal looks like. You know, there's no electricity, so therefore we have solar batteries, and there is no bandwidth, so through the satellite, and there is a computer. So you can see that this is what the kiosk is. Now when we go to the villages, we first take a mobile chopal, give a demonstration. Now what are your questions? And we can get them answers straight away on the screen in the local language, and their questions related to their crop and their problems. So when they see that, hey, there is a jadoo here, and you can ask a question and quickly, it comes on the screen. Then once they are convinced, then we then go and install a chopal, and then the lead farmer is selected by us with various parameters. And the fundamental ones of those is that he's going to be a guy whom people respect, and that he would take an oath. So there is a social contract written there. Now there is no written contract that has to be implemented or enforced in a court of law. And he stands there in the midst of all the farmers and then takes a pledge that he would use this infrastructure provided by ITC and will do it for the benefit of all the farmers, big or small, marginal or landless. Now you can see that people, it's a walkable distance, people can come in and ask him various questions in the local language. So far we have created 6,500 chopals that serve about 40,000 villages. But mind you, India has 640,000 villages. So there is a long way to go. Now, we've also of late commenced the idea of getting one of the lead farmers or one of the people there to give us the farm, and we can convert it into a demonstration farm. Seeing is believing. So what we do is in the demonstration farm, we demonstrate how you can get world-class productivity if you did the following things. So in a period of a few months, from sowing to harvesting, when the farmer sees that so much productivity gain has occurred, and then we are now creating a situation where they can participate by paying to get this knowledge and to become part of the workshop of the demonstration farm, and so that this is becoming a self-sustainable activity. Right? ITC doesn't have, despite it being in good health, it has got some cash there, but we don't have the money that we can just throw around because India is a big country. If we were to solve all problems, we would go bankrupt before the problem was even addressed. So we try to get it as sustainably as we could. And this is another one. For 40 of these e-chopals, for 6 of the villages, one e-chopal, for 40 of these e-chopals, a chopal saga. Now from there you can actually sell from needle to a tractor. Next you can sell anything there, and you can even deliver high quality health services. You can do telemedicine. no hospital could deliver health services in a cost-effective manner. But having established this infrastructure, right, now they can rent a few square feet of our Chapal Sagar and then begin to get a tele-link and can deliver health services. So we believe that this infrastructure has the potential to be able to bridge the gap of that infrastructure and begin to get market players to come and deliver services. Now this is just an example of a customized laboratory and so on. And then what we've done is, having created this, converted the village community into an economic organization, right? We're now helping them to do other things, to create common assets, to get other forms of livelihood creation. Like water is a problem, create a water harvesting program. Create watersheds with them, and create water user groups and get them to then maintain that and initially help them to build it and so on. Then livestock, get them Jersey cows and to get progeny that will give many times the output of milk. And then get livelihood creation for women in the Women's Empowerment Program. And then other self-help groups, and also contribute to supplementary education. After all, this is not a purely entrepreneurial activity. This is an innovative activity, but much of it is driven by the heart. It is not driven by the quarter. It is driven by the quarter century. So it is not something where the gold is lying at the bottom of the pyramid. It is, as the new president said, the road is long, the climb is steep. We can't get there in 1 year, not even in one term. But I assure you, we would get there. So he secured a second term for himself. I'm saying the same thing to ITC. Right. Now you can see this, you can see these pictures, right, of water harvesting programs, and I don't know where we are. Okay. The women had to go long distances to fetch water. Now it is available close by. And in many places, I don't have time because I have other things to share with you as to how other things can be created. If we have smaller amount of fund, what you could do, right? Not the big bucks of ITC. So I just want to show you this. So, right, these are some pictures of, a lot of people criticize me. They say, what are you doing with agarbattis? ITC, so many turnover, what is agarbatti? But these are the ones that actually in rural areas can create livelihoods for women there. I cannot create a world-class factory for them. But this is what, and we can market these all over India. So people were wondering why we bought matchboxes from matches business from Swedish Match. Because I want to create so many transactions so that I can redeem the cost of this. So what do they use? They use matches, they use agarbatti, and they use those biscuits and so on. So I entered all those businesses, right, that would be relevant to creating sustainability of the rural infrastructure, each of our that we are creating, right? So as many goods and services that I can also market, I can create profitably those many more transactions. I'm also then a buyer of agri-commodities. So therefore I do the foods business. I can buy commodities, I can sell in the international market, so then we have an agri-business division. Then I can use the agri-commodities for foods, create a process industry. Right? I could go and sell matches to them, I can sell notebooks for people on the road. What is it doing in notebooks? It's a small scale industry. But we could actually sell for education. So you can see the heart of the matter lies in when the opportunity is dispersed and in small bits, you can aggregate it over many transactions. So you can actually create this $350 billion by getting people to assemble every penny disposable income. They could come to a hub and begin to satisfy their needs and can do it in a cost-effective manner. That is the heart of the matter. Now these are the